Happen?
Yeah, I thought our guys did a nice job with the execution. We were trying to keep them out of the paint, make them shoot jump shots. So we felt like, relative to how we're trying to play in terms of just like our foundation and core concepts, that we didn't have to make big adjustments. So we felt like we should be able to do a good job in those things. And that if we did execute, we felt like we might be able to frustrate them a little bit. But, you never come in and expect margin, games to go that way or things like that. But I did think the guys executed well and, good plan from Coach Roberts and Coach Simon.
First half, they kept going to the well for it, but they tried so many back cuts, and if you guys weren't getting turnovers, you were getting deflections, or they were just not, they were getting it so deep they couldn't do anything with it. Did you know they were going to try that many back cuts? It almost looks like they maybe looked at the CSU game plan or something where they were able to get some because you guys extended the defense, but they just kept going at it. And was that something you knew they would do coming in?
No, I don't know. We knew they cut a lot out of the corners. We got some guys who cut pretty well. They did a little more in the middle of the floor, trying to take advantage of our off-ball switching. And I thought our guys did a nice job of being connected. We see that a fair amount given the way that we play. So we know what we're doing, and we're never going to be perfect. You might get one, but those are difficult plays to make. Putting it in tight windows and traffic, and I thought we got the better of that tonight with making some plays.
You guys, obviously, Uriah and Dayton, and I know your 2-foul philosophy. You're going to play them anyway, but they both got 2 fouls pretty quickly, and those are your 2 point guards. They didn't take advantage of it enough, or Uriah and Dayton did something right, and I'm curious what you told them to basically stop fouling.
I just told them to show their hands.
Okay.
They're doing a pretty good job. Uriah got one on a missed rotation, so if you get in the right spot, you're less likely to foul. But for the most part, those guys are going to foul. We got 10 fouls between them. Like, we're going to, we try to stay with the subbing pattern that we have, and they did a good job of playing with the fouls. And I thought, in particular, there have been times in the season when we've gotten 2, and maybe it's affected us in how we guard, outside of just showing our hands. Maybe we're a little less pressure, and I thought they did a nice job of continuing to guard the way we want to, even with the fouls.
I think your first 14 points were all paint, at the rim, really. Was there any emphasis? You guys always emphasize attacking the rim. Was there any more of it tonight because of the way they defend?
Well, our guys were aware of how they defend, and they limit 3-point attempts a little bit, and they stay attached, and they really try to play that ball screen kind of 2-on-2. I thought, I thought a big part of it was the way we screened the ball. I thought Tomislav and JT both did a nice job of being physical on the ball. So if you stay attached and we set a good screen and get some separation, it can be difficult to deal with. And we found Tomislav for a couple layups and dunks early. He got going, and I thought that was a really encouraging start.
The J. Call thing is, they were defending him well early on. He didn't seem to force anything and still ends up, I don't know what he ended up with, 16. It seemed to be a 16 that really just came to him. Is that fair to say? He didn't seem to force much?
Well, he had 3 turnovers, so maybe.
Yeah, that's true. I guess so.
He had a couple turnovers there, but Jake's a good basketball player. He really generally just kind of makes the right play, and if a lot of times that's shoot it and score it, and kind of his game is built off of that. But there's a lot more to his game as a passer, and he's going to see more tight coverages. But I can't tell you the number of high school games I watched him get double and triple teamed, and he knows how to play, and he also knows he's got good teammates, and he trusts those guys, and he'll get his or he won't, and if he can't, then we got to make him pay in other ways. So I think the guys are just doing a good job of executing and playing good basketball.
All right, 2 quick ones left. The one is that San Jose State on Saturdays, now you have to turn this around, and I'm guessing it's the same sort of mindset with every other game, is you guys just try and treat every game the same. But this is a team at the bottom of the standings, whereas this was a team that was still in the hunt. I'm curious how you get them ready for Saturday.
The same way. We won't make really adjustments to our routine, and it's a team we've seen before, so that'll be a little bit different. Having the first time of getting the second round with a team, so there'll be some familiarity both ways. I'm sure there'll be some adjustments both ways, and I think our guys will look back at that film and see that I think we gave up 30 points to Garland in that one, and so they have good players, and I know Lobos had a not great result there last year. Like, we're aware of those things, and we'll remind our guys. But I do think our guys are really buying into the consistency that's required to be a good basketball team, and it's not about who we're playing; it's about our ability to execute and just play good basketball.
The game plan coming in was just to play our game. We knew that they wanted to play in transition. They wanted to play fast on offense, so we had to put them into our 5-on-5 defense, our half-court defense, and we knew that we could stop teams like that. Well, that's when we're at best. That's when we hurt other teams with our defense in half-court and then playing fast on the other end.
You and DA both got 2 fouls pretty early in the minutes played anyway in the first half, and then stretched it out and didn't become a factor. What were you two able to do to sort of, kind of back off a little bit? I don't know if you guys backed off on the aggression or how you did it without fouling, but obviously they weren't able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, Coach Olen just told us to show our hands more, and having that physicality in there, and just beating ball screens. That's what helped us today.
Are you surprised that they kind of kept going to the well with those back cuts and you guys just kind of kept picking them off, basically?
We knew that they were going to just try to get whatever they could get. So, a lot of communication on defense. We knew that, number 0,
Dre.
a player like him, he's gonna try to get some shots up, when they're down like that.